and welcome to What Nobody Told Me After 65. I am going to give you some information on one of the topics that I had put in the suggestion box, and it was on pets and seniors. We know that pets are like family, and according to the American Humane Society, pet ownership is one of the most common ways that older adults or seniors interact with having their animals. And over half of the adults over 50 have at least one pet. Not to say that they're dogs or cats, but at least one pet. Research has shown that pet ownership can provide important forms of social and emotional support. We know that. In addition to pet ownership, animal assisted interventions such as animal assisted activities and animal assisted therapy are increasingly popular with older adults. We know that some of the health benefits are decreased blood pressure, cholesterol levels, triglyceride levels, the feelings of loneliness are diminished, anxiety, and symptoms of PTSD. I had no idea. That's post traumatic stress syndrome. There are increased opportunities for exercise and outdoor activities if you have an animal that requires a walk. Cats don't really need to be walked, nor do rabbits or those kind of animals that you keep in cages. Um, but certainly dogs. I can't think of any other animals that might need to be walked that you would keep as a pet in the house. But there are increased opportunities for better cognitive functions in older adults, and you get more opportunities to socialize. How many times have you taken your dog out, if you have one, and somebody walks up and wants to pet your dog or talk to you about your dog? That's an opportunity for socialization. Studies show that older pet owning citizens have lower blood pressure and cholesterol levels. Well, we've talked about the health benefits of having a pet. If you are immobile, you don't get around a lot, a cat might be your best option because you don't have to walk them. Like I said, small dogs that use the little cage, or what I call lap dogs, they are very good for seniors and their health benefits. Now, when I say that pets reduce anxiety and stress, you find pet owners talk to their pets. They keep them like families. I've seen pets with sweaters on and jackets, boots. Um, Sometimes we go a little overboard, but again, who am I to say how you treat your pet? There's a lot to be said for the healing power of pets. Um, and there's a lot to be said about that because animals react and they live in the present. They don't worry about tomorrow. They don't care about yesterday. Right now, what's going on right now is primarily what a pet or an animal thinks about the right now. Am I going to get fed right now? Where's my owner right now? Well, they call them, they're humans. Where are they right now? What, are they feeling bad? Are they stressed out? Because they live in the present, they don't worry about tomorrow. And that can be a scary concept for older people, worrying about tomorrow, what the future holds. But a pet will help you to stay grounded um, and keep you in the right now. It rubs off on the human. Um, their behaviors rub off on their owners. So, what is a good fit? What's a good fit for you if you'd like to get an animal? You just don't run out to the animal shelter and just pick up any pet. You need to consider your environment. Do you have a big yard? Do you have access to the park? There's a lot of dog parks. There's one here at my apartment complex, a dog run. And there's a lot of psychological benefits to having your pet with you. There's also the idea that you can have your pet become a companion, and there is a law for housing that says if your pet is a service animal, they cannot charge you to have those pets on the premises because they are healthy. They're like a medical companion for you. When you're considering getting a pet, here are some things to consider. If you're a person who's looking for a pet are set in their ways, meaning you can't change their routine, pet might not be good for them. Pets react off of the way you act. And if you're sullen or depressed or you don't want to go out, it may not be a good fit for you. Have you had pets before? If you have, you already know they require care, feeding, cleaning their area out, they're sleeping, or the area that you're keeping them in, particularly if you have them in a cage. So if you had a pet before, you're already aware of the ups and the downs. Does a senior have any functional limitations or disabilities? Dogs are good companions, but they need exercise. You have to know if you can go out at least once, preferably twice a day, to let them go out and do their business. Would a therapeutic or an emotional animal, emotional support animal, the ones I was talking about, service animals, could they be beneficial? Perhaps. You could talk to your doctor, talk to your family members, and you might find that service animal would be better for you. What temperament should you have if you're a senior and you want to get a pet? It's very important to research the different breeds. Smaller dogs, medium-sized dogs, large dogs. Large dogs needs lots of room to run. And if you're not able to keep up, then that's probably not a good animal for you. Is the pet healthy? Animals get diseases and get sick just like humans. And if you have a breed that is susceptible to illness, I know there's a breed that you can't, they have to have their hip replaced. And some of the fancy dogs, I know I like the Bichon. They're the white, fluffy, their whole head is really fluffy. But they have a propensity for their eyes to water, and the fur around their eyes gets dark. That has to be cleaned and taken care of. So you want to pay attention to the kind of breed and the kind of health concerns that are susceptible to that breed. Should you have one pet or two? There are some animals that don't do well by themselves. They need a companion. I think about rabbits. Rabbits are good to have, but they're social animals, and they need another animal. They need another rabbit. Preferably you'd get two males or two females, because if you get a male and a female, they will breed. Should you consider finance as an issue? Food for humans is through the roof. Food for animals has gone, especially in the last about 5 years, has become a major business. I see food for dogs and cats that you keep in the refrigerator like you keep your human food. Um, Very expensive. So you want to consider that before you get a pet. Um, how about a backup plan for your pet should you become ill or disabled to the point that you can't keep them any longer? I was reading a couple of articles where people were talking about having to put their loved ones in nursing homes, and they had animals, and either the nursing home didn't allow animals, or um, the person was beyond able to take care of a pet any longer. However, try telling that to somebody that's had a pet for years. Um, that doesn't fly all the time. I read where one lady said her mother was extremely angry with her to the point that she wouldn't even speak to her anymore because she was being put in a nursing home and her pet could not go with her. There are several sources for finding good pets. You don't want a puppy mill or somebody who's just in it to make money and they are mass breeding animals, and you're getting them and they're already sick, or you're getting them and they've been mistreated. So it would be a good idea to use a reputable service in order to find yourself a good pet. I believe I can put on in the comments a petfinder.com is a good source or a good resource where you could go online and check out information about pets. If you have any comments or questions, certainly leave me something in the comment section and I'll get back to you. I do want to mention that I am in deep research for the housing issue. I told you that that was one of the topics that had really taken off after I posted it, and I'm still doing quite a bit of research. People have given me websites, have told me about different agencies that are available for housing assistance, and I've been looking into it. I certainly don't want to give you any information that I haven't already checked out. But we'll be going back and talking about housing. I did post, there was a $14 million grant that was given to Virginia, if I'm not mistaken, for veterans housing. And I believe that the HUD, Housing and Urban Development, has said that they would begin partnering with other agencies to make more money available. So if you've heard of some money that has been given to your state, certainly check it out through your public housing agency and find out how much money and what's available and where it's going to be distributed. That's going to be very important because if money is just for veterans, that's all that can apply for it. If the money is for seniors with disabilities, that's the only group that can apply for it. So it will be important for you to do your homework and make sure that if there's monies available and how you can get access to that money. It looks like a voucher program is coming back around as a viable option for seniors who, I hope it's not under the federal poverty level, but I'm checking into it. But these vouchers would be made available to people that fell within a certain income bracket. Again, you've got to do your homework, do your research, and see if you can get the proper information for you to access these funds. I hope this information has been helpful. Again, I try to give those topics that receive a lot of comments, that get a lot of exposure, and I'll be coming back around to give you additional information as time goes on. I want to thank you for subscribing. If you're a viewer and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, share, and of course hit the like button and the notification bell so that you'll get notified when I put up new content. Thank you again, and remember, you don't know what you don't know.